the end. I'll get information and speculation for the exploration, it's true. And the expectations of the operation are very high. But the motivation for the perpetration is a botheration right through. And the preparation of the accusation leaves me high and dry. But I'm on the case and I...
Who doesn't like a good old-fashioned whodunit?
You mean who did it?
Exactly! Who did it?
In this episode, the ponies take the angle of the mystery by showcasing different styles of thief, from the old-fashioned silent film villain, to James Bond, to the Kung Fu movie villain. In Fraggle Rock, we are given a film noir-style monologue through Red.
But I was about to stumble onto a mystery so strange, so bizarre, that I would always think of it as the strange and bizarre mystery. The Fraggle horn! It's missing!
Both Pinkie Pie and Red accuse everyone they know as they look for the culprit and use very little evidence, if any at all.
Stop the wild accusations and get to the truth.
The penalty for false accusation is greater than the penalty for theft.
The shows both stress the importance of researching your facts and not accusing everyone willy-nilly.
How's that for a lesson, Princess Celestia?
Friends, 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 till the end.
The Wizard of Fraggle Rock and the Amazing Trixie. These two troublemakers have more in common than just the fact that our main characters are smart enough to see through their tricks and boasts. They are both in fact doppelgangers for our main character. In the case of the Amazing Trixie, she is everything Twilight Sparkle might have become if she didn't have friends to ground her. The Wizard? I don't know, he's some kind of freakish clone of Wimbley who shows up just in time to teach Wimbley a lesson about admiring celebrity. Both have annoying lackeys who seem to worship the very ground they walk upon, and both have horrible monsters which they are said to have been able to defeat but are really unable to do anything against. I can't believe I'm actually giving Trixie credit for this, but she actually tries to do something against the Ursa Major. The Wizard would have happily just let Wimbley get killed by the thing. But whether they're spouting prestidigitation or just running away, these are two baddies that would get along as thick as thieves.
Friends, 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 till the end.
We all know that Fluttershy can be really terrifying when she lets it out. So when a Minotaur named Ironheart teaches Fluttershy how to be more assertive, she takes it completely to heart and has a complete character reversal, becoming a pushy, bossy, confident jerk.
Pushes new Fluttershy around! No, Pony!
Fraggle Rock does a complete character reversal not once, not twice, but 3 times in the series. Wimbley gets the treatment when his friends take him to Convincing John to get rid of his inability to make decisions. This turns Wimbley into a pushy, bossy jerk.
What? But more on that later. Right now, I want us all to go visit outer space.
What?
Ironheart gets his comeuppance by Fluttershy using her new self-assertion on him, but Convincing John has to change Wimbley back, especially after they discover that Convincing John himself suffers from the inability to make decisions. Wimbley's at first mad at this fact, but Convincing John shows him that it's not as big of a disability as he thought it was. Boober, a Fraggle who normally enjoys solitude, doing laundry, and cooking, realizes that his friends might not like this about himself and wishes that he was more fun. This allows the reverse side of his personality, or his side bottom, to come out and take control of his life. Boober completely changes, becoming pushy and a jerk, and forcing his friends to do increasingly daring stunts with him. This gets out of Boober's control when Wimbley suffers a severe allergy attack, and only Boober's serious smart side can know how to cure Wimbley's sickness. Red gets a personality reversal too. But wait, Red is already pushy and bossy. Why would she have any confidence issues? Well, as anyone who watches the show would know, Red has the most episodes where she has self-doubt and beats herself up about something. Her pushy attitude covers up the fact that she is actually very insecure. This comes to a head when Moki gets more attention than she does, so Red decides to completely become like Moki. She puts her hair down and she talks in a dreamy voice. She is so terrible at being someone other than herself. Her friends all think she is sick, and she completely fails at all the things she tries to do. Instead of, like Fluttershy, Boober, and Wimbly, she finds out that she is meant to be herself because she clearly cannot be anyone else.
Friends, 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 till the end.
The ponies are traveling to Appaloosa, where they've never been, and while on the way, one of their companions gets kidnapped. A tree. Oh, and Spike does too. Similarly, Red and Moki Fraggle are out exploring caves that they say no one has ever been to. While there, Moki, a Fraggle Rock Fraggle, sneaks away and discovers a cave full of Fraggle Cave Fraggles. They see her and immediately kidnap her. In both cases, the tale is witnessed and carried back, and we are told that those are the enemy. The buffalo that kidnapped Spike and Applejack's tree want to stampede through their old stampeding grounds, which Appaloosa now takes up. The Appaloosans just want their town to survive. The Fraggles' reasons for war?
I still don't understand why we fought with those other Fraggles in the first place.
As I remember it, those other Fraggles had no sense of humor. Oh, that's what I'm telling you. They didn't laugh at radish jokes, they didn't laugh at gourd jokes, they didn't even laugh at jokes about Fraggles who ate their socks.
Yeah, the Fraggles didn't have as good reasons for war, but they're a silly race anyway. Red, an athletic Fraggle, sneaks away to rescue Moki. There, she meets Beige, a cave Fraggle that Moki befriended, and the two realize they don't want to fight. Rainbow Dash, an athletic pony, sneaks away to rescue Spike and meets Little Braveheart, and the two realize, eventually, that they do not want to fight. In both cases, our heroes do not want to take part in the fight and have solutions, but they are pushed on by older characters who stubbornly insist that the only way to solve it is to fight. And boy, do they fight!
Ready?
Okay, so the ponies fight with pies, which is a very Blazing Saddles-esque type ending, but it's kind of silly compared to the emotional build-up we got this episode. In Fraggle Rock, it only takes 2 pies to solve the problem. The solution is that if all Fraggles can laugh, then they have things in common and don't need to fight. And this is solved with laughing at pies. Pies save the day in My Little Pony when, after tasting the Appaloosan's pie, the buffalo decide to make a compromise, stampeding elsewhere if they can get some of the delicious apple pie.
Friends, 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 till the end.
And now we come to my top pick. I ranked this list because some episodes share more in common than others. But this one takes the cake because not only are they both great episodes, they are also 2 of my favorite in both series. They also happen to both be the Christmas episodes. The pony story reflects on a time when there wasn't harmony between the 3 pony races, told through the set piece of a Christmas play. The Fraggles story is about the yearly ceremony to stop the rock from slowing down, which the Fraggles enact through ringing bells and the traditional Weevabeast costume which the Fraggle Five are in charge of, except for Gobo, who does not have as much faith in the tradition and views it as just a party game, which he sets out to prove by promising to go and find the heart of the rock where the great bell that the ceremony is based around is said to reside. Strange as it is, since the Pegacipher can control the weather in Equestria, the story of Heartwarming's Eve is about stopping a horrible blizzard that none of the ponies are able to deal with. However, because of their disharmony, none of them are able to get along enough to solve the problem, and as a result, they almost freeze to death. This dark fate is shared by Gobo's friends when, because Gobo does not partake in the ceremony and thus his friends wait for him, all of Fraggle Rock freezes. Both stories are epically moving as we get to see our favorite characters and their worlds completely covered in ice, and we despair with them as it seems like all hope is lost. And at the same time, we get to rejoice when they discover that something is stronger than the cold outside, and that they are able to celebrate together as friends with a new understanding of the world around them. And those are my top 10 similarities. Why don't you now dive into one of these 2 brilliant series? My Little Pony and Fraggle Rock are currently airing on the Hub.
We're Go-Go Family Mover.
Down at Fraggle Rock.